Children, today I'll be talking about lesson number 9, practical work. Here in all we'll be talking about 10 gases: hydrogen, chlorine, hydrogen chloride, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, oxygen, water vapor, nitrogen dioxide, ammonia. If you look at this table, whatever I have made, it looks like it's in the form of a table. Hydrogen, chlorine and hydrogen chloride gas. To evolve this gas, we treat them with dilute acid. For carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, we treat them with concentrated acid. For oxygen, water vapor and nitrogen dioxide, we heat the reactant. So it's the bifurcation which I have made so that it's easy for you to learn. For ammonia, we treat it with alkali. So in brief, dilute acid, whenever I talk, that means acid is less, water is more. Concentrated means acid is more, water is less. Heating, like the example which we did in the last module. For example, when lead nitrate is heated, calcium carbonate is heated, copper carbonate is heated. Same way, when I talk about alkali soluble bases are called alkalis. So we'll treat it with alkali like NaOH, KOH. So let's start with the hydrogen first. If you look at page number 138 of your book, you will see that when metals, let's take magnesium, this was discussed in the last module also, magnesium plus H2SO4. So please remember, if you look at the things which I have written above, if you look at it, where is hydrogen? It's in dilute. So this acid is dilute. So when we treat it with dilute acid, it will break from here. So this and this will combine. So we get magnesium sulfate, and which gas is released? Hydrogen. Same way, you can give one more example. Zinc, when treated with hydrogen chloride, right? So here we are taking not hydrogen chloride, it exists in gaseous form also, liquid form also. Here we are taking dilute form of acid, so it will break from here. Since zinc has valency 2 and Cl has 1, the formula becomes this, plus which gas is released? Hydrogen. So we balance it. So ZnCl2 plus hydrogen, it's balanced now. What we have to keep in mind from here, that whenever metals, they react with acids, we get salts, and which gas is released? Hydrogen. So now let's talk about this hydrogen. This gas has no color, so it is colorless. It has no smell, so we say it is odorless. The best thing in hydrogen, which is asked and which we have to keep in mind, how we'll identify this gas. This gas burns with a pale blue flame. So this gas burns with the pale blue flame. So now what happens whenever we talk about burning? So what do we write in that? Whenever we talk about burning or something, so what we do in that? Pale blue flame. So this was the first characteristic. It's colorless gas. It's odorless, means no smell. Pale blue flame. That means hydrogen plus oxygen. It will give us what? This reaction we have done many times. It forms water. So how to balance? 2 hydrogen and 2 water. Now let's come to the next part of it. Next we have to remember that hydrogen burns with a pop sound. This sound, if you want to remember it, the same sound which you find when you stand near the popcorn machine or when you make popcorns at home in pressure cooker or somewhere, the sound which you can listen. And the last thing is the magic pop which you eat when you keep it on your tongue. If you listen to that sound, that's the same sound. Coming to the second gas, which is again on page number 138. So this gas, when I am talking, page number 138, this is oxygen. Now please look at this table again. Where is oxygen? I see this gas on heating. So I have to get this gas on heating. Now let's take an example. We take lead oxide, Pb3O4. Lead salts are normally heavy. So oxygen gas is released when lead salts are heated. Say heavy metallic oxides. So when we take heavy metallic oxides and they are heated, so which gas is released? Which gas do you think will come from here? Last module we talked about whenever CO3 is at the back, the gas released is carbon dioxide. What do you think? So when we heat it, what do we get? Lead oxide plus what? Which gas? Oxygen. The name for this, if you can make out, tri-lead tetraoxide. Tri means 3. So tri-lead, tetra means 4. Might have heard of tetrahedral. That's a tetra pack whenever you talk about this. So let's balance this. 2 Pb3O4. 2 3s are 6. So that means 6 PbO plus oxygen. So that means if we conclude from here, we need to have here either metal oxide or we need to have metal here. Whenever the metal oxides, they are heated, we either get a metal oxide or a metal, and the gas, it's oxygen. So let's take one more example. So it's easy. Let's take HgO. What is the valency of mercury? What do you think? Valency of oxygen is 2, Hg is 2, so it cancels. So the formula is HgO. So 2HgO. It will break from here. Heat it. So what do we get here? So one example for metal oxide and one example for metal. So 2HgO gives 2Hg plus O2. In this example, we are not getting metallic oxide. What we are getting? Metal. So two different examples we have taken. Next, after that, let's talk about the characteristics. Again, the same thing. The gas is colorless, no color. The gas is odorless, no smell. New thing which we will be talking, the third characteristic, neutral to litmus. Litmus is used to test whether it is acid or base. Here there is trick, please remember. Neutral to litmus means it's neither acidic nor basic. Another trick which you have to remember, acid. When we talk about acid and when we talk about base, acid turns blue litmus red. It's never that bases turn blue litmus red. Two B's cannot be together. So bases, they turn red litmus blue. That means it's showing no effect, neutral to litmus. So that means it's neither acidic nor basic. Its effect is neutral. Now, another correct. It rekindles a glowing splinter. That's the main characteristic of this gas. We normally talk that this gas rekindles a glowing splinter. So the last characteristic. The gas is absorbed in colorless alkaline solution of pyrogalol. Pyrogalol, it's colorless, it has no color. So the gas gets absorbed and its color changes to, when oxygen gets absorbed, the color changes to dark brown. So that is how you will identify the gas. So let's recapitulate, then we'll move ahead. First, I'll talk about the gases which are treated with dilute acids: hydrogen, chlorine, hydrogen chloride, concentrated carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide, hydrogen sulfide, heated oxygen, water vapors, nitrogen dioxide. Treatment with alkali is ammonia gas. We'll treat it with alkali, whatever reactant we take. So when we talk about hydrogen, that means when metals react with acids, which acid we are supposed to take? Dilute, because hydrogen gas is lead. So salt is formed, magnesium sulfate and hydrogen gas. Characteristics: it's colorless, odorless, it burns with a pale blue flame. Burning, so hydrogen plus oxygen, water. It burns with a pop sound, the same sound which we find in case of popcorns when they are made, or magic pop when we eat. Next is oxygen. How it is formed? On heating. So it's on heating heavy metallic oxide. When we heat heavy metallic oxide, the product can be either metal oxide or metal. So we have taken Pb3O4. Lead salts are heavy. So what do we get? Metal oxide, PbO, and oxygen. Let's take another example where we don't get metal oxide, we get metal. So HgO, valency of mercury here is 2. Oxygen is also 2. So the formula is HgO. So we get 2Hg plus O2 on heating. So let's take the characteristic: colorless gas, odorless gas, neutral to litmus. Neutral to litmus means it will not show any reaction to the litmus. Blue will remain blue, red will remain red. So let's learn a trick here. Whenever we talk about acids they turn blue litmus red, and bases they turn blue litmus, red litmus blue. Pb cannot be together, so that's the best way you can remember. That means it's neither acidic nor basic. It rekindles a glowing splinter. And the last is, how will you test it? That when you have colorless solution of pyrogalol and oxygen gas is absorbed in it, the color of pyrogalol will change from colorless to dark brown. Thank you.